We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
Hi and welcome back to Discover. Do you find the sound of water really soothing? And a walk along the water's edge really calming? Well, today's show is just for you because it's all about being on or near the water. Dana from RAA Travel talks about the best overseas cruises to book. Tegan Nash takes a boat trip around Sydney Harbour. I'm on the south coast staying at the Beach Huts Middleton and taking a surfing lesson.
There's a region I'm a little partial to here in South Australia. It's the Riverland. And it's really good to see that it continues to evolve and secure its position in the national tourism scene. And there's no clearer evidence of this than here at the 6-star accommodation, The Frames.
So the idea of the frames, it's when you walk through one of the retreats, you can actually see kind of like frames. So we got a frame here, a frame in the back, one in the bedroom. Any guests that stay here, they'll be like 100% private. They don't have any contact with, guests from the unit next door.
It's great when something is done the right way. And here at The Frames, they've just about thought of everything, including having your own private chef prepare a 3-course meal for you. And as you would expect, there's a massage option and a sauna.
Usually we set up the massage table here at the balcony or right next to the swimming pool, depends how the weather is. And the guests can just relax, listen to some music, and Jane will be doing the massage. So we got 4 different experiences at the moment. We have the wetlands, that usually goes for 5-6 hours, that we take the guests inside the creek. We also got the flavor safari, that we take the guests to meet different growers and producers of the Riverland area. Then we have the gondola. It's a unique boat in Australia. There's only one. It's 100 years old. That usually goes for 2 hours, and we take the guests just for a cruise during sunset. They can relax.
Well, Tony, this is what it's all about. The water, this is absolutely beautiful. You're the expert. Tell us what to do.
Oh, look, the wetland safari just takes you out of the river and up into the creeks, and just the natural environment and what the river brings, and the bird life is just amazing, and it's just something to experience, especially on a day like today.
So specifically, how long does it go for and what can people expect?
Look, the tour lasts for around 5 to 6 hours, just depends on the weather conditions, but generally 5 to 6 hours. We'll take you out through the main river to start with, and then up through into the creeks. You'll get to see some fantastic areas, and you'll also get a really nice lunch provided, and then back in the afternoon.
Do you find that people who haven't been on this experience before are surprised by what they see?
Oh, look, they're gobsmacked by what the region really is, and as I say, most people know the river for what it is, but the creeks are just, that much more special.
Sydney Harbour would have to be one of the most beautiful waterways in the entire world. And the best way to see it is by boat. Your own private boat with your own skipper. I'm on a private water sports safari with my Sydney boat, owned and run by father-daughter team Mark and Elodie Dalgleish. Up to 10 people can hire the boat with a skipper for a couple of hours or a whole day. It's a concept that Mark has been perfecting over the last few years.
We're kind of the opposite of all the other harbour cruises.
Yeah.
We want to get out and really have an adventure, so it's very immersive. We want to explore the parts of the harbour that no one else goes to unless you had your own boat.
And this would have to be the perfect boat to do that on.
It's built for day cruising. It's very fast. We can take it offshore. We can get deep into the harbour in a very short time. So we basically pack more in an afternoon. Very stable. And
it's comfortable.
It's super comfortable.
Elodie the skipper will take you wherever you want to go, whether it's to check out the big sights of Sydney Harbour or to poke around some of the flashier harbour suburbs. So Elodie, what I love about being on a boat like this is that you can sort of explore the whole harbour. Where are we now? And tell me about these houses. They're huge.
Yes, they are. So we're coming into Point Piper.
Yeah.
So we've just come out of Double Bay, and here we've just got some of the Sydney's best multi-million-dollar homes.
What a way to see how the other half lives. I'm pretty keen to get some water sport action happening. Love to try the stand-up paddleboard out here. Where's the best spot to do that?
There's probably about 90 bays and 20 beaches in total. So we tend to go to the places where a lot of the other Sydney boat operators don't go, and that's actually in our national park. So we've got 2 national parks, Middle Harbour and then also near Manly.
So that's where we're headed. But before we hit the water, there's another very important part of any harbour cruise: food. So Elodie, you've obviously catered for us today, but people can bring their own food on here too?
That's exactly right. So we've actually gotten this fresh from Sydney Fish Market. So beautiful mix of oysters and bugs. So we do provide catering, but people can also BYO, bring a picnic. They can bring their own drinks. I guess it's build your own adventure type situation.
And Elodie couldn't have chosen a more gorgeous spot to pull up.
So here we're at Flat Rock Beach, so we're in the heart of Middle Harbour. And what's so special about this area is there's a beautiful waterfall just behind the trees over there, and you can actually just kayak or stand-up paddleboard right up onto the beach and head on over.
Once we demolish this seafood platter, that's exactly what we're going to do. And I can't wait. Let's go stand-up paddleboarding. We're also throwing out the lily pad so everyone can have fun on the water. It's incredible to think that you can have a secluded bush bay experience like this right in the middle of Sydney Harbour. Paddleboarding is a great way to explore, get close to nature, and you don't even get wet if you don't want to. All you need is calm water, long strokes, and a little bit of balance. And the best thing about these paddleboards is they turn into kayaks. Why do all your exploring standing up? What a wonderful way to see another side of Sydney Harbour. I've done kayaking and paddleboarding. Now I want an activity that's a little less active. I'll just have a little lie down. Mucking around on the water has been lovely, but with a boat this powerful, I wouldn't want to pass up the chance to get a bit of speed. What a day. A few sites, waterfront houses, water sports in a national park, and a burn around Middle Harbour. How you plan your trip with My Sydney Boat is completely up to you. Find a secret spot to hit the water, find a secluded beach to have lunch, or just cruise around the harbour. Your day out on the water is completely up to you, and you don't have to be a millionaire to do it. It's My Sydney Boat, and it could be yours.
Does the idea of a cruise appeal to you? Well, choosing the right cruise depends on who you're travelling with and what they would like to do. Dana from RAA Travel has a few tips for you to consider before booking the right cruise.
Some things that I would ask people when they are going on a cruise would be who they're travelling with, what kind of size cruise that they're after, do they want a lot of people around them or are they wanting something a bit more intimate, and what activities they like to do on the holiday. Smaller cruises are around 1,000 people and then you can go up to 3,000 to 4,000. So something that we always stress to people is that when they are cruising, to always arrive the night before or even a couple of days before, just to make sure if there are any delays that they're not going to miss their cruise, as that's the most important part of the holiday.
So you know who you're going with, what they like doing and the time of year, What next?
For families, it's a super fun itinerary full of lots of snorkelling and diving, and they have loads of water slides on board and lots of activities for the kids. If you've got the grandparents and the parents and the children all going together, we would recommend potentially New Zealand, as there's lots for everyone to do. There's food and wine tastings, there's lots of activities for the kids. You can also do the Queensland Islands again, amazing for snorkelling and going on the beach. You can also go down through to Fremantle and Perth and finish there, and then you can do a one-way flight back.
Once you're on the ship, what's there to do? How does it all work?
Once you get to the ship, you'll check in and start your trip. Depending on what cruise you are doing, there may be a few days at sea, and then you'll start your shore excursions at each stop. These need to be pre-booked in because they can sell out, and there are up to 15 to 20 a day that you can be offered to you, and they're all suited to every kind of person. So you have, whether it's a water-based adventure, it can be snorkelling or diving or going out on the paddle boards, or you can go out onto the land and do something that's based on the historic area, or a food and wine tour. There's lots of different things that can be done.
Cruising really takes the guesswork out of travel, and there are so many options. Jump on the RAA travel website for more suggestions. But before you go, here's some tips about what to do with your mobile phone to avoid huge roaming costs.
So you're heading overseas, what are we going to do with our mobile phone? First thing you need to do is talk to your telco. Go along and see what plans they've got, because you're about to leave the country. It can add up to a lot of dollars out there, so there's a few things you can do. You can go along, you can accept that your telco will charge you X amount of dollars per day, varies $5, $10, depending on the telco you're with. Going to be overseas for a long time, it might pay you to get a SIM card in another country. Then you can do what I've done for a lot of people. You forward your Australian number to your new number, which means you're not going to miss any phone calls while you're away. When you swap your SIM card in your phone, if you're going to do that, all your contacts are still there. Everything's still there. It's only the phone number that's changing. If you're about to go on a long cruise, one of the things to ask the cruise lines is, how good's your internet connection? Because remember, we've got hundreds, sometimes thousands of people on these magnificent cruise ships, and they're all going to want to go along and use the internet at the same time. It's using satellite internet, so that can be just a tiny bit slower. So sometimes you might have to be patient.
We are so lucky here in South Australia to have such beautiful beaches.
And great places to stay near those beaches. Today I took an easy 1 hour drive to Middleton to check out the beach huts.
"20 years ago, we took on this venture. We had 6 beach huts here on site. So we've developed the other 6. We've gone back and renovated all the other ones to give them that beach hut feel. They've all got their own eclectic mix of contemporary design with them. They come up bright and colourful to reflect that beach hut feel. So the inspiration behind it, my wife, she loves her interior decorating. She's really passionate about that. And I just love creating something beautiful that people can enjoy.
These beach huts are so well done. They're really beachy looking and they have everything you can possibly need.
600 metres from the beach. It's only a short stroll down the road to Middleton Surf Beach. And it's not always about the beach visitation. We have many groups that come and stay here as get-togethers. So there's real that surprise factor when guests come in the front gate. Their experience, yeah, so we've got some rooms with spas, some just with the standard en-suites. We've also got like a family-friendly 2-bedroom option as well.
Each hut has its own distinct character and is individually named. And if the salty air is making you feel a bit hungry,
There's a restaurant attached that offers a full a la carte menu, and they're also available for weddings and functions.
When you're staying in Middleton, it's important to absorb yourself into the local culture, and that means surfing.
We've been running surf lessons here at Middleton since 2001. It's a beautiful location with perfect rolling waves. Lessons are about 2 hours, suitable for kids through to families or private classes. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Alrighty, so let's just go through some safety stuff. If you guys just want to sit down on the board, just like this, you can sit on the nose.
So in a lesson, basically you'll get suited up in your wetsuit first. You'll head down onto the beach. You'll learn about surf safety, rips, what to do, what not to do. Then you'll head out, do a bit of stuff on the beach. Then you'll head out into the water and practice all those skills with an instructor.
1, 2, 3. Then we've done our 3 paddles. Up to cobra, hop, and then slowly come up into the position. You guys feeling good? You want to get in the water?
No. Yes. No, yes.
Let's do it.
So normally in lessons we have about a 98% success rate. Most people will get up, it might be just for a little second, but you know, generally everyone gets to feel that feeling of getting on the board and catching the waves.
To finish things off, I'm here in Galway at the Wharf Barrel Shed sampling some of their fine wines.
Taking a break by the water is always relaxing, and fortunately, we don't have to travel too far to find it. Come down to Galway and Middleton for a holiday. It's worth it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed bobbing about with us on the water today. We'll see you next time. I can't wait.